Hi everyone, in this video I want to cover why Amazon FBA Wholesale is the best online business to start for beginners in 2025. Now I know a lot of people are now looking into starting an online business and deciding what route to go down. You've got a lot of people thinking about the likes of dropshipping, TikTok shop, even crypto, people trying to flip cash, trying to get rich quick. But if you're in it for the long term and actually want to replace your full-time income, I genuinely don't believe there's a better business model for beginners than Amazon FBA Wholesale. It's easily accessible, anyone can get started, it's profitable when you know what you're doing, and it's a sustainable business that you can have and maintain over the long term that can make you consistent profits every single month. Now the first reason is it's lower barrier to entry compared to a lot of other business models. It requires much less investment than most business models out there. For example, if you were launching your own brand, you were going to have to spend a lot of money on advertising and getting the products or the brand out there. However, with wholesale, the stock is already selling. We are just jumping on the bandwagon of consistent demand. The numbers are there. We can already see what sorts of numbers we are going to make. It's just a case of sourcing the stock at a profitable price from the right sorts of suppliers. Anyone can do it when you know what you're doing. You don't need a stupid amount of capital like you do if you was to launch your own brand, and the demand is already there. You can already see the money being printed. You just need to get a piece of the pie. Also, you can start with much smaller orders than you would for, like, let's say private label, for example. Usually with private label, if you're creating your own brand, you're going to have to order quite a bit of stock up front to get good pricing. With wholesale, you can place much smaller orders up front and you don't have to go ordering containers. Another reason why wholesale is amazing for beginners is because you don't need to create products, you don't need to try and create a brand, you don't need to do all this extra legwork to try and get a product out there. It's all the stuff we're going to be selling already sells. It's as simple as, can we develop relationships with the right sorts of suppliers and negotiate with these suppliers? Now that is something you have to do anyway when it comes to private label, find suppliers and negotiate with them. However, with private label and creating your own products, you have to do everything else, the product design, product packaging, ensuring it's compliant, all of this other extra stuff. Whereas with wholesale, we're literally selling brands and products which already sell and which are already created. So it's much more beginner friendly. So literally as wholesale sellers, you can just focus on the business side without having to have expertise in product designing skills or branding. And like I said, you can literally rely on Amazon's infrastructure. Amazon's the biggest online marketplace in the UK. You can trust their shipping. You can trust Amazon Prime. All the logistics is already in place. You do not have to start from scratch. You know your stock is going to get delivered next day. And if it's not, Amazon has to deal with the customer service. If you were to create your own brand and products and we're selling this stock, you're going to have to be the one in charge of customer service. Like I said, Amazon Wholesale is so beginner friendly, it's unreal. If you were to sell your own stock, like I said, you're gonna have to deal with customer service, branding, packaging, innovation, new product lines, advertising, all of these extra things. Now, another thing with Amazon FBA Wholesale is it has the longevity. We can see the data and we know this stock is gonna be selling consistently. We are selling needs, not wants. Everyone's always gonna need toothpaste. Everyone's gonna always need shampoo. If you were to create a brand or product, what if it's trendy? What if it dies off after a bit? It's a risk you are taking. With stuff like Colgate, shampoo, all of these things, we can see they've sold 10 years in the past and they're gonna sell 10 years in the future. So there is much less risk and there's much more longevity there. The sales velocity is there and we know it's there for a fact. We can trust that we will have consistent income every single month. We do not have to worry about the product being trendy or falling off in terms of sales velocity. The sales will be there. That is not a concern of ours. We know the money is always going to be churning and we know we're going to be making profits every single month. So like I said, in 2025, as a beginner looking to make some online income, Amazon FBA Wholesale is perfect for you. It's perfect for beginners wanting to replace their 9-to-5 income. It's scalable, profitable and less risky than a lot of the other business models which are out there for you to start in 2025. If you like the video, and also if you want to see more videos just like this, don't forget to subscribe.